Right. Well, in the last stream, we were getting ready to hook up to the natural gas. We've also got oil all over the place that we do need to tap into at some point reasonably soon. Down here, for example, we definitely want to start getting petroleum to help with our power situation, which is not great. It isn't great. It really is not. We're going to have to deal with that reasonably soon. We've got cold carbon dioxide down here, which is helping out. It's helping out eat up some of the energy, the thermal energy down here. That, over a long period of time, would actually be really, really quite good. What we can do is if we've got CO2 that's particularly warm elsewhere, we can hoover it up around there just to encourage the correct flow. Now, our airlock is currently not well designed. I need to make it larger, which is annoying, but it's a thing that we're going to have to do. However, at the same time, I could also make it a little bit more streamlined in certain ways as a result of that. So we're probably going to be revisiting this one fairly soon to set it up correctly. I do like the idea of having a proper airlock system. I just find it cool. Now, one thing I don't find cool is how much CO2 is gathering down here. That's a bit of a problem. And by a bit, I mean a lot. I think we're going to have oxygen down here to help with that. Now, a lot of the oxygen is going into the suits right now, which is fine. But we do need to get more down here because no one can... They're trying to sleep in... Basically being bathed in 22 degrees CO2. Not exactly the best. I'll go out on a limb and say that is not strictly great. Not strictly. So as a direct result, we've got the split over here. We're going to probably want... Yeah, we're probably going to want to pull that down, actually. Well, we've now got a load of oxygen because all of these are full. So they should start filtering through and just pushing everything around. But it's going to push down instead of across. And ultimately, we need it to push across so it gets to the oxyferns. So, yep. And indeed, we're going to do that with all of them over here. Just so that we've got a full spread of oxygen pushing this way into the base. Oh, are you talking about Mary Lloyd? Atomic Blue Shell. Yes. It's Leafin's birthday today? Well, well, well. This is marvelous. Okay. First and foremost, everyone in chat needs to start spamming Leafin with birthday celebratory messages. And by spam, I mean really spam. And then... What else are we going to do? What else are we going to do? Anyone with Leafin on their friends list on Steam needs to enact the time-honored tradition of buying him gaudy hentai games and gifting them to him. That's just a thing that has to be done so that he feels at home. Other than that, what else would we do for Leafin? I guess fill the watering can with mineral water and spritz him a few times. Maybe a nutrient spike in his soil. Yeah. Spike him in the soil. Oh my god. I can't even say that with a straight face. Okay, well, happy birthday, Leafin. Whether it is or not, whether Belial is just being a scoundrel or not, happy birthday anyway. Just accept it. Right, so this is currently out of power, and that is deeply upsetting. We need to address the power problem rather urgently. And for the time being, part of that is going to be coming from finding more coal to harvest, or getting the oil refining up and running as quickly as we can. I don't see much coal around the map, though. That's a bit concerning. We'd probably find a little bit in there. Yeah, we would find a little bit in there. But getting into that is going to be the problem. Is there an easier access point? There's not really. Well, oxygen is fine. We don't need to worry about oxygen. Oxygen will take care of itself. Oxygen is perpetually self-powered at this stage. We desperately need the coal for other things. So with that in mind, I'm going to drastically increase the priority of this job over here to try and get into this little area so we can start grabbing some coal. We're going to allow time to progress a bit faster. I mean, hitting up the coal in here is also an option, but I think this one is the less complicated version of that. What a great time to join the stream. Happy birthday, Leafin. Indeed. It is actually Leafin's birthday now. He just turned 28. Oh. Sparx, 28, you're as young as my brother. The natural gas geyser will provide a lot of energy when we can hook up to it and build a gas vent. You know what? I could simply put a gas vent fairly quickly together, I suppose. We want unbreathable gas, natural gas right there. Yoink. Now let's make sure that the vent is all hooked up. If in fact it all is hooked up. We're going to be dumping out a reasonable amount. I can't see the natural gas vent in here, but a reasonable amount of carbon dioxide and a fair old bit of polluted water. But honestly, if we can, well, yeah, you're quite right. Actually, getting that up and running is a bit of a higher priority. It is. Okay. Well, now the problem is this natural gas is it's going to be reasonably warm. 150C. Yeah, it's going to be reasonably warm. Okay. I need steel more than anything. Problem is, without power, getting the steel is going to be a problem. Quite a large problem, actually. So yeah, we've got a couple of issues that we need to resolve as quickly as possible. But most of it is centered around getting fuel as fast as we possibly can. Now, the other problem with that actually is since this is shut down, I need to disable the building because without power, they're not going to get in and out. They're just having fun times in there. There we go. Go forth! Go forth, peeps! Thank goodness I realized that was a problem. That would have been rough. And that is the problem. The moment you have Atmo suit docks, everything becomes a little bit harder. Oh well. There we go. Let's get the dirt in there. Soon, hopefully, we will have plenty of glossy Dracos. It's going to be grand time. And we're getting a little bit of runoff power just from the spam over here. Now, if we wanted to set up more and more and more electrolyzers that could get rid of the oxygen, like if you just want power, just build a lot of self-powered oxygen makers, which dump the oxygen out into space and use all of the runoff hydrogen. It's an unconventional way of generating large amounts of power, but it does actually work. You know, it's just usually people don't think about throwing away oxygen because the game is called Oxygen Not Included. So it tends to leave them with the expectation that they really rather should not throw away oxygen. As a general rule. I can just dump this in here for the immediate bump in power it would give me. Oh, no, there we go. We've now got access to all of the steel. Okay, well, no, never mind then. We want to pop this up here, I guess. Put that in place. Clear this out. There we go. Make sure we've got some ladders going up there. So we can access everything. We'll take care of the rest of the ladders from by going up and around, I think. That would probably be a wiser move in general. And then we can seal this area off completely at that stage. And just leave it as is. I would like to isolate the power supply in here. I did tell this to be made out of steel, didn't I? Just make sure. Yes, okay, well then we've got no problem. I don't think this will ever overheat, so I don't believe we need to make it out of anything particular. Let's pop that there. Drag this across. There we are. We are going to need to bring up power, though. Where is our power? Where is it coming from? This is currently not going to be producing much of anything. Right, so the only thing connected to this will be these two, so that will easily be able to carry the power without any particular worries for us. Let's just do that, and across. There we go. Now we want to use igneous rock. Pop that in there. This will store up a reasonable amount of heat. It's just the way it's going to be. Pop that one there as well. We could make this one... Well, actually, I don't believe that is even going to... I don't think that will melt either, generally speaking. We'll see how this goes, but we do now need all of this done as a rather high priority. At least this stuff. Pop. There we go. Let's get that done as quickly as you possibly can, please and thank you. And you'll also grab a little bit of coal while you're up here. In fact, while you're doing that, go ahead and grab this coal. There we go. Perfect. And then once that's completely isolated, we'll probably run a second line of insulation around it, just to keep that heat in there at all times. It's not strictly necessary, though, I'm going to be honest, because once you're using insulation, yeah, the heat will bleed out a little bit, but it'll bleed out very slowly, and it's probably going to be an equivalent temperature to a lot of the stuff around it, so, not really sure we need to worry too much about that one. Hey Owen, Speaker Player, how you doing, mate? How's the new DLC started? If it's going to include the most important... stated if it's going to include the most important feature. How can our dupes operate without electronic paper? I love you, you're wonderful. The DLC does seem pretty awesome, though. The idea of multiple colonies on multiple asteroids, that is going to be huge. And Anquay, thank you very much for gifting a sub. That was very kind of you, mate. But yeah, the DLC looks like it's going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. We've got a little bit more power running. There we are. Things are going. We've even got the cooling turned back on. Oh, that's fantastic news. Have a look at that. There's a super chill liquid being brought up from down below, being fed into the reservoirs over here. Excellent. Everything is moving the way it should. Keeping this place nice and temperature controlled. I would actually like this done fairly urgently as well, so let's increase the priority there to 7s. And that should help out a little bit. Do I really need one extra atmosuit? Perhaps I do. Okay. Well, what have I got the most of? Iron or copper? Iron. Sort of. I've sort of got more iron. We'll go with that then. Let's get one of them. That way we'll have the complete Atlas suit dock there. How's the progress going, dupes? Sort of going. Kind of want this done more urgently than other things. There we go. Now this would be significantly easier if they had Atmo suits on, because they would be able to breathe in the natural gas. But you know how it goes. You know how it go. Our current setup is only just managing to keep power flowing, so we're not going to activate the Atmo suits yet. I'm a little bit tempted, I'm going to be honest. Tiny bit tempted to get those on the go. Alright, we'll enable the building and we'll see how this rolls. Hopefully we'll be able to get everything moving quickly enough. Even if that only gives us like one full stretch of our duplicants having Atmo suits on, that will be a massive increase in overall efficiency. Damn it, I didn't say give me coal. I should have, because as we all know, the printing pod is especially dapper and gives me exactly whatever the resource I ask for. Every single time, guaranteed. Def needs more 9s. You know what, Belial? Just for you, because I don't have to tease you. Just for you. There we are, Belial. A whole project in 9s. A whole project. MK85, thank you so much for the Twitch Primes up there. Diolch yn fawr. Putting those 9s down, anyone would think it was Belial's birthday, my lord. I'm too generous. I might encourage the wrong sort of behavior with this, but oh well, we're just gonna have to see how it goes. All the atmosphere dogs, all the atmospheres rather, just gone. All gone. On the plus side, though, you can stay out here for much longer now. So hopefully we'll get some real progress going. Actually, I'm going to need to increase the priorities here as well. At least to the point that you guys can get up there. I guess also grab that copper too. Just finished watching the latest Factory Town episode to see you online. Great timing. Oh, wonderful, Deathcrawler. I hope you enjoyed it. Actually, on that note, how are people finding the Factory Town series at the moment? I am always super eager for any kind of feedback with that. What are you doing? You just chilling out? Big Al? You were storing item. Okay. All right, we'll go with that. Sure. Right, this is just a regular gas pipe now. Do I want regular gas pipes though? Cancel gas pipes. Don't want regular gas pipes. I want insulated ones. Ideally. I want you. Oh no, you've... right. Okay, well we're going to have to rebuild you then. Whomp. And deconstruct these two. Only not the ladder. Cancel deconstructor on the ladder. Everything else though, deconstruct. There we go. Also, I would super like this to be analyzed. Let's get some boffins over here. That is not good to see. No power. Oh, that's because this hasn't been hooked up yet. Okay, that's fair enough. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to actually spend a lot of energy bringing the trunk of the power system up there. Alright. What are we using down here? Copper ore. How much ore have we got? 52 tons. Okay, sorry, 55.2 tons rather. Alright, we can do it. We can do it. Let's bring it all the way up. Womp. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Womp. And then across. Tunk. Then all the way across. Well, actually, let's cancel some of that. I would prefer to have this, the main trunk, always at level 2. Because then it's always in line with everything like that. And I can just peel that off down there. That should be fine. We are going to need to disconnect this. And instead, replace it with a wire bridge. Did I just use a bunch of aluminium up there? I better not have. No, I didn't. Phew. Okay, that's good. Can you see all of the colony? Mimic, sure. Of course you can. Let me slow this down just so that I can catch up on chat and then I'll show you. You're finding my towns are way more organized than yours. I just make a mess. Ow. But if it works, it's fine. Mess or not. Love it. Started a new map and played it again because of you. Oh, wonderful. I'm really glad. That's actually incredibly high praise for a content creator. That people are inspired to play a game because they're playing it. Okay, so, as for, I think it was Shift S, no, Alt S, there we go. This is my colony. Down here, we have our current cooling setup and a little bit of smelting as well. This is a cold CO2 geyser. These are 2 inline aquatuners. This is the result of a once glacier. Much like this. This is still a partial glacier, but all of this was mined out ice, basically. So this is quite cool, and it's keeping these cool for the time being until I get plastic so I can build a better system for dealing with the heat. Down here we have some oil, and there's our smelter again. That's actually just pulling off the cooling loop for the time being. The cooling loop is maintaining a temperature in the base, and our little ranch over here, where we've got Dracos and stone hatches. By and large, this is how we're taking care of most things. Down here, I'm going to set up another hatch ranch, but that's a bit of a lower priority while we're getting our power in order, because as you can see, it's going a bit rough. If I'm perfectly honest, it's going quite rough. We need to get everything sorted fairly soon. In the colony itself, we have a little nature reserve. We've got a hospital, some massage rooms. We've still got a few odds and sods. These eventually will be gone, and this will be a rec room. All of these industrial materials will be sent outside. There will be no jobs performed inside the living quarters. Got a nice big mess hall. We're using CO2 to keep the food fresh instead of refrigerators. We've got bunk areas with toilets and wash basins. Everyone in these is on, like, in each kind of suite, I guess. Each of the 3 dupes is on a different schedule, so that they will try to use the bathroom at a different time. Thus, basically, these areas are reserved for the inhabitants of, or rather the people using these beds, and they will use them at different times. So we can get away with only 1 for each quarters. Depending on how many schedules you set up, you can actually get away with a lot more people per toilet and sink combo, but I think that looks nice, so we're going with that one. Over here, we are setting up the beginnings of natural gas power. This one place here is not going to be enough. It's just really not. But it'll be a good supplementary power source that will take the pressure off our coal for a little while, and certainly it'll probably be long enough for us to set up oil and maybe some other things besides. We've got a lot of oil around the map, so we should be able to get up petroleum refining reasonably soon, I should imagine, and then take care of everything. Once we've got a nice little group of glossy Dracos, we will be dealing with plastic, and then we can get up a steam turbine, and then we can move our aquatuner from the water into a steam room. Some of its energy consumption will be offset by the steam generator as a result, but it'll basically give us a way of dealing with the heat that the aqua tuner produces. Got a little spom over here, quite a very large spom. Typically, my designs are a little bit more compact, or well, maybe not in some ways. I do tend towards making things pretty rather than purely space efficient, but it does its job. It does its job. But that is the colony at the moment. Space up there. We haven't reached the bottom down here, but this is the end there. And I'm not sure, we haven't quite found the end over there, but I suspect that's going to be the end there as well. So that is the colony as a whole. Student named Waddles, thank you very much for the follow there. Oh, poor Belial. My happy state was exuding sparkles. This is where Belial lives right now. Rip Belial. All good things must come to an end. This is Alakram's current bunk. All good things. Free from the clutches of time. Well, they actually say different things. I didn't realize that. That's awesome. But yeah, we've got a little bit of extra food production. We're doing okay for the most part, I would say, for food. In fact, I'm gonna say that we probably don't even care for the lice loaf and meal lice right now. We shouldn't really be producing any of that. How many meal lice have we got left? We've got 600 calories. How much do you need for lice loaf? Yeah, we can't even make that anymore. So we're gonna stop that. There we go. Don't need any more of that. We can't make anything, so we'll just allow people to eat the meal lice as they can, rather than let it rot out here in the oxygen-rich environment. Right, hopefully, we're getting a little bit closer to getting all of this done. Little by little, bit by bit. Let's dig that. You know what, though? If you could find... Oh, dear. There you go. If you could get enough sand to drop directly above the geyser right here, like 2 layers of sand, you would basically block the geyser. So you can shut down the geyser if you don't find that it's particularly useful where it is. Oh, red and blue tints. Yeah, it does that sometimes when you move around. So this is CO2, and it's very hot CO2. The little red particles in there just let us know that that's a very hot area. Very, very hot. And likewise, if you go to a very cold area, you'll tend to find, like over here, it's -14. It's got a bit of a darker, bluish kind of tint to it. Little particle effects, just to kind of give you an idea. And around here, it's like greens and reds. It's very not really incandescent, but I guess it's just how they visualize a mass quantity of CO2. How is our liquid going at the moment? There we are. We're feeding a little bit of our polluted water to the reed farm there, but I don't think we actually need it anymore. I'm fairly certain we don't, because we've got the Dracos and we're probably harvesting reed fiber from them whenever they birth another one. So I'll keep it there for now. I will keep it there for now, but I'm not entirely sure that we need it. All things said and done. Our cooling loop is moving a little bit slowly right now, though. Oh, okay, no, it should be fine. It's just that we're struggling to cool it enough, and so it's being sent back in until it gets colder. Yeah, this is trying to cool it down to, let's see. Let's come back out of this. Yeah, this is trying to keep it below 25, unless there's no room for it to go that way, in which case it goes back through. So it's heading down at 26. And coming back up at 12. There we go. That will be heading through the base to chill it a decent amount. Oh, hello, mate. Thank you very much for the 13 months. And Neko Shanna, diolch yn fawr for the 25 months. Oi, ever thought about streaming at a convenient time, like during the day? I was actually tempted to today. As a funny story, I was actually tempted to.